Give me a thumbs up. Hey everybody, Kathy here today on a very, very, very warm and a little bit sticky Thursday afternoon in one of our several cow fields with my beloved Tucker. Lauren always used to say that all the animals were her favorite. She said she didn't have a favorite, but that her favorite was Christopher. Well, I would say the same thing. I don't really have a favorite, but my favorite is Tucker.
We won't tell anyone.
Don't tell anyone.
It's not on the internet. No one will know.
There are so many, all of us have so many very, very deep relationships with lots of these animals, but I have known this guy for almost his whole life, since he arrived here as a baby and spent the first few months of his time with us just outside my house, where he would call to me, meh, come play. And so we have, if it were possible to have a bovine child, he would be mine. Tucker is a big old Holstein steer. He's about 6'4" at the shoulder. He came from the Catskill Game Farm. And, no he didn't, sorry, that's the wrong cow. He came from a petting zoo. And most people don't understand about petting zoos that in places with climates like ours, they close for the winter because they can't draw in enough business. So they typically take in young animals in the spring. They use the animals to attract customers in the warm months. And then in the fall, they send the animals to auction. Well, if you've been doing this for as long as we have, you know that auction is really a euphemism when it comes to farmed animals. There's no demand for pet cows, for companion cows. So Tucker would have wound up going to slaughter, but a woman who'd fallen in love with him at the petting zoo and her daughter bought him to save his life and brought him here. Well, because Tucker had never lived with other cows, Tucker didn't know how to be around cows, and he was ostracized by our, at the time, very small herd. So just by happenstance, we had a horse and a pig who were facing the same scenario with their cow and pig herds. They were absolutely rejected and would stand off in a corner, to us seeming very lonely and not very happy. So I had a partner named David who lived down the road on a beautiful 20-acre property, and we decided to conduct an experiment in which I took Tucker, who at the time, Tucker now weighs about 3,000 pounds, as close as we can guess, Tucker and Franklin the pig and Hope the horse down the road to David's house, because my thought is, if they could A, get lots and lots of human attention, B, even more than they get here, which is quite a bit, but there would only be 3 of them, B, not have to compete for any kind of food, that their confidence might develop, and maybe they could come back here and live more successfully as members of their species. Well, the experiment worked, but in the meantime, we had an unbelievable summer where he got baths every day, and he used to walk up the ramp to my office, which was also a barn, and we actually, Lauren, you should remind me, because we have a hilarious photo of Tucker. I'm sitting at the desk inside the barn/office, and Tucker is there hovering over me. He used to take his head and the phone would go flying. But we had just a beautiful summer, and since then, as your relationship with animals you live with does over time, our bond has grown. I would say that of the thousands and thousands of animals we've taken in over 20 years, he has probably had more influence on people than any other animal with the exception of Rambo. And Rambo, I won't tell his story today, many of you know it. Rambo was able to influence people because he was an underfoot. He was in people's faces as we were telling his extraordinary stories. But Lauren knows that people sit with this magnificent animal and this extremely emotional animal, as all cows are, and experience transformational moments. We've seen lots and lots of people. Just the other day I had a family and the father was weeping, just standing here. And I think what happens is people contrast his mass, his size. Again, if he were standing, he'd tower over me, with his gentleness. And I always like, when he's standing, I always like to lie under him, just to make the point to people that this being who could crush me wouldn't intentionally hurt a fly.
Just so you know, and speaking of flies, there's a fairly large fly on his shoulder directly behind your head, and I just don't want him to try to knock that fly off. And
okay, I apologize to the vegans who don't kill horseflies. I was just saying I kill 3 things, all in self-defense or in defense of them, and ticks, mosquitoes, and horseflies that draw blood from these animals and just make them really uncomfortable. So I don't feel good about doing it, but it seems like the right thing to do. So anyway, Tucker helps people face what we're inadvertently doing when we feed ourselves. We're not trying to harm, but being with this powerful animal and his gentle spirit often causes epiphanies. And Lauren's gonna talk in a few minutes about the goat games, but I will tell you that if you are planning to attend the opening ceremonies on August 14th, we're keeping our fingers crossed that Tucker is going to be back toward the front in his original pasture. We rotate animals based mostly on terrain and what their aging bodies need. So Tucker used to be up front on a hill. As he grows and he becomes more arthritic, he still gets around fine, but he needs a flatter field. And he is back here with the most geriatric of geriatrics, our 4 old girls, Ava, Jaja, Patty. Patty's 18, and you probably can't see her old arthritic knees, but she is quite arthritic. She would not do well on a hilly field. In fact, she was brought over here from our second property just over the hill at 32 because it became too much for her to manage. She hops up like a youngster, but still this flat field is much easier for her to navigate. But my point is that maybe you'll be lucky enough to have Tucker pay a visit if he's right up front and center at the party on Saturday the 14th.
how old is Tucker, by the way? And is there something special for him going on now?
It might kind of be Tucker's birthday. Tucker has a summer birthday, and he, I believe, was born 2008, which makes him 13. Normally, in a cow who would be not quite this big, he would have lots and lots and lots of healthy years ahead of him. But because of his size, we are certainly hoping and doing our best to maintain his health and hope this boy will live to a ripe old age of 20 or more. So we're calling him middle-aged, just like I'm still calling myself middle-aged, and intend to for a good 10 more years or so, at least. So yeah, we do like to celebrate the birthdays of our iconic ones, and so it's kind of his birthday. It's his birthday season, and happy birthday, big man.
Except you didn't bring him any bananas.
I forgot his bananas. I forgot his bananas.
Terrible. How could you?
He would eat, what do you call a bunch of bananas? A bunch of bananas. He will eat.
A hand also. Are they a hand of bananas?
I don't know.
I don't know. Does anyone in the comments know? Can you also call them a hand of bananas?
Anyway, he will consume, as long as they're underripe. He does not like them when they're ripe. 6, 8, 10 bananas. 6, 8, 10 apples at a time. You don't want to give them more than that, because you don't want to upset their very complicated digestive system. The other thing that you've got to watch out for with these guys is these flies. They have this complicated digestive system in which their stomach has 4 chambers. They only have one row, like all ruminants, one row of very dull teeth, chewing teeth in the back, and they tear the grass rather than chew the grass. They tear the grass up with their tongue. They wrap their tongue around the grass, pull in the grass, kind of mouth it and swallow it, and then regurgitate it time after time to break it down. So they constantly have this mouthful of grassy spit. So if a single fly lands on this animal or any of the other cows, and they flick their head to shoo away the fly, what do? They throw grassy spit all over themselves, which attracts more flies. We've tried 4 methods of fly control, including bugs that eat the fly larvae, that eat the fly eggs. And now we went through our stash of fly masks. Cows are very hard on their masks because they scratch their heads against hard surfaces. So we have a woman custom making a bunch of masks, and we just didn't wish it took so long to make them, but we do the best we can. And when flies really start to bother them, they'll just wander into their barns. Flies do not go into the shadow, so if he gets uncomfortable, he'll go. I'm actually surprised that he's not in there now. I think as soon as we leave, he'll probably make a beeline for the barn.
And by the way, just for what it's worth, Janine says a single banana is called a finger.
No,
that part I didn't know.
You're probably right.
A group of fingers makes up a hand of bananas. Multiple hands that grow in a cluster are called a bunch or a stalk, and a bunch of bananas may contain 3 to 20 hands of bananas.
No, Janine, did you just look this up on Wikipedia?
I don't know.
I'm
there
impressed.
are quotes around that on both sides, but I will say
we're impressed, Janine.
I will say I've gotten a lot of people saying that a hand works too.
Okay, a hand. So I am no longer going to tell Tucker he's going to get a bunch of bananas, because that would probably be about 75.
Oh boy. Which might sound like fun, but then someone's going to get an upset stomach.
And somebody else is going to get in big trouble.
Uh-oh. Kathy, you never get into trouble. I don't know what you're talking about. You never do anything to get in trouble.
Oh, never.
Right?
Never. And people never get annoyed by my break all the rules tours. Actually, you guys are such good sports about it, and I hope visitors have fun on those tours. Anybody have questions about Tucker or about cows in general?
We've got a lot of happy birthdays for our friends. Oh yeah, Janine says, I did Google it. Do you think I knew that?
I'm going to say you did. I'm going to say you did, Janine.
And also, a banana is an herb. The banana tree that's very tall. This is totally off topic, but there's no woody structure in there really, so it's like an herb.
Considered an herb? No. And why is a tomato considered a fruit?
Because it has seeds in it, and it comes from a flower.
The tomato is the flower of the plant?
There was the flower, and then the tomato grew from that, and it's got the seeds inside.
Tomato plants have flowers?
Cappy.
Wait, I can't picture flowers on... Are they yellow?
Little yellow.
Little yellow.
Yeah.
Okay, maybe.
Oh my gosh.
I know.
I don't know, people. We're having a little bit of a tangent here. That's okay. That's fun. Oh, thank you, Colleen, but Lauren does not know everything. I am just...
Damn, nearly everything, Lauren.
And you never know when you're going to target and hit on one of these weird things.
Yeah, absolutely.
That I can share.
All right.
Anyway.
I am going to go off and have my day. Ooh, close your eyes if you don't want to see me murder another horsefly.
Oh, Willa. Whoop. Good night, Kathy.
Yeah.
Oh.
Ugh, blood. I just don't want them drinking the blood of our friend. No. No. Tuck, I love you, buddy. I love you, Tucker. I had a family visit. Had a bunch of visits on the weekend. And two boys, not a little, 8 and 12, were lying in the straw with me, with Tucker hovering over us, drooling on all of us, the boys laughing, and the older boy continued to say, "What a beautiful creature. What a beautiful creature." And you are.
And so is Patty, hanging out in the back over there.
And so is Patty. Hi, Miss Patricia.
Patty, who keeps getting buckets stuck on
Hi,
her
Miss
head.
Patricia.
I've seen her twice recently with a bucket on her
Have
head.
you really?
I have. I don't know.
So
I don't know how she's
Patty,
doing it.
if you could see them, you could see how much larger Patty is than Ava and Jaja. She towers over them by way over a foot, 18 inches, I would guess. She's a Holstein. It's a large breed, but this country also uses bovine growth hormone. The dairy industry does. Not all farms use it. Many, many farms do, and so it's coursing through these animals when they're in utero, and the result, that combined with the selective breeding and the fact that they're naturally big breed anyway, create these massive animals who then struggle to carry around all that mass and develop, much like turkeys and chickens, the same problems that seriously overweight people do. Joint problems, respiratory problems. That's more in the birds, but certainly the cows are plagued by arthritis, and it is in part because they are bigger than they should be. I love
By the way, we did get a question of if there is safe bug repellent for cows. We do have bug repellent for them. It's just the flies can be pretty relentless.
Yeah, and it works for a few hours. It works for a few hours. We use, we've tried the toxic stuff, which we don't really like. We now use the non-toxic stuff, which is sort of minimally effective for a few hours, and then just doesn't work anymore. So the fail-safe, honestly, is for these guys to go in the barn if the flies are bugging the crap out of them.
No,
you guys have a beautiful rest of your day.
Kathy?
Bugging the crap out of them? If the flies are bugging them. Of course you would hear that, Lauren.
No.
You guys have a beautiful day. Stay safe, stay healthy, stay happy. Thanks for all of your support. And I will kiss Tucker for all of you, because I know that's what you would do if you were here.
Of course.
I love you. One more shoe fly. All right, Lauren, take it away.
All right. Well, thank you, Kathy, for hanging out here with us and Tucker. Now
it was fun.
You got to go get some actual work done, don't you?
Yes, ma'am, I do. Although I'd rather hang out here all day.
You can't have your meeting out here? Just bring people out here for the meeting, right?
See you later, bud.
All right, Kathy.
Bye, guys.
We'll see you next time.
See you next time.
I'm gonna inch this a little bit closer to our big handsome boy with his big pretty eyes. Here he is. All right, there he is. And by the way, I know I saw someone, I forget who it was, my apologies, ask why the flies don't go into the barn. They prefer to be out here in the sun, actually. They're not gonna so much go inside, unless possibly there's poops in there for them to go and lay their eggs on, which cows, of course, are very, we'll say, regular poopers. you know? So, yeah, it is just a lot. It is not the cow's favorite season right now between the temperature and the flies. They very much prefer cooler temperatures and less flies, but we do our best, buddy. I know, you're gonna be okay. So yes, my friends, our time is, we still got a little bit of time here. So, if you've got questions about our big handsome birthday boy here, definitely let me know. Or about the other cows here. And I think what I'm actually gonna do, I think I'm actually gonna flip the camera around for us here, and I'm gonna sit next to Tucker, so just a moment, moving the camera. Please hold. There we go. Hi, buddy. Hello. And, sorry, I'm just gonna turn the microphone around so you can actually hear me. Okay. Okay. We're just gonna hold the microphone down over here because I can't get it to go back on top of the thing. Anyway, so here we are. You know, technical difficulties. It's always something, isn't it? Oh, thank you. Yes, we actually have another new person here. So I know we've met Andrea recently, but we also have Cameron, who's been hanging out with me here. Hi, Cameron.
Hello, everyone.
And Cameron is now messing around with the microphone to try to get it back up on the thing. And we will have at some point soon, if it won't go back on, don't worry about it.
Hold it here the whole time.
Oh, wonderful. Cameron, we will probably have you on a virtual sanctuary at some point in the near future to introduce yourself. But Cameron, how many days have you worked here now?
This is my 4th day.
It's 4th day! So, you know, got a lot to do, right? Have you had, I don't want to say favorite, but are there any particular animals who you've connected with so far?
I don't have any favorites, because I've liked every animal that I've met so far.
That is an acceptable answer.
But I will say a few things. Firstly, that within 30 seconds of my arrival on my first day, Ferguson, the sheep, greeted me as I walked out of my car. So that was pretty special. And I had my staff photos taken with Dozer, who is a very sweet boy.
Ah, yes, we've seen
So
both
I'm a
of
little
those
partial
lovely
to those two guys at the moment, but I have no favorites. I've liked everyone I've met.
Mm-hmm. And you don't have every animal memorized yet, do you?
Not so far, but
Not
I'm
yet.
working on it.
We're working on it. It's a process. Yeah, oh my gosh, that was the same thing that happened. So Andrea is our other newer hire here at the sanctuary, who we just were, introducing her to you all, and she'll be on more virtual sanctuaries as well. But Ferguson also was the welcoming committee for Andrea, that on her first day, as soon as she got out of her car, here's the little dude being like, hello? 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 You are here for Ferguson, yes? Hugs for Ferguson, love for Ferguson, yes. We love it. And you used to go walk around and underfoot around the sanctuary, do you remember that? But not lately. No, he's got his girls out here. He's having a good time out here with his girls. It's a lovely spot. So, what do we got upcoming here at the sanctuary? As you know, it's always a bunch of things, so let me think. It's the Goat Games. It is the Goat Games. Am I wearing my Goat Games shirt? Can we see it? Woo! Goat Games. This is last year's shirt. So, the Goat Games, the opening ceremony is August 14th, like Kathy said, and that will be, actually we're doing a thing here on site, so we're having a special event here on site for that, and there are tickets available online. Please get your tickets in advance, okay? So we can pop the link in the chat, wherever the chat is for you. You can look there. And so you can sign up there. We're going to have, of course, lots of animal time. We're going to have some food for everybody. We're going to have special food for the goats in particular, since they are kind of the focus animal of it. And yes, if you want the shirt for this year, there's a link there for you on the bonfire.com/team-CAS website, so you can check those out. And you'll see our little man Chester is our symbol this year. So there's a very cute, kind of goofy picture of Chester up there. What you looking at, buddy? Did you hear something interesting? He kind of just perked up a bit. And yes, you can sign up to actually participate and help us fundraise on the website for the Goat Games, which is thegoatgames.org. So very convenient, very handy to remember. And there you'll see the number of other sanctuaries who are also participating with us this year. So we are super excited. Tucker just burped, and it's pretty stinky. Just so you know. Yes, just so you know. I know you are not able to experience this yourself, but trust me, it got very stinky here. Are you just stretching, or are you getting up? Just stretching? If he does get up, we'll just move real quick so he's got space, because, he's a big dude. It takes him a minute. Alright, so there's the Goat Games. We also have cooking classes coming up. So coming up, actually tonight, there is the barbecue class. That is at 5:30 tonight. So if you are signed up for that already, awesome. We will have a special animal friend visiting with us, and I know who that is because I will be bringing the class to, virtually to meet the special animal friend, but I'm going to leave it as a surprise for you for now. So, you'll have to be in the class to find out. And then there are some more classes coming up. There's a discounted cheese class, which is a super popular one, and a sauces class. So that's something that I think is pretty cool, because then the sauces, that's like something you can use and adapt in in so many ways. So those are some of those we've got going on. And a quick plug as well for the Murphy Realty big nonprofit donation that they are doing that you can vote on every day. You do that every day. And I don't know, maybe you go, I don't know, do you work in a place with lots of computers? Do you vote on those every single day? I don't know. Am I supposed to say that? I don't know. Did you hear that? It's like, no, it's good. But yes, you can do that every day. So there's going to be a link for that as well. And thank you again to the mysterious Murphy Realty employer who nominated us to be a part of that. Super appreciated, and thanks so much. All right. Is that all the things? So many things today, Tucker. We got so much going on. But yes, if you do want to come and see our animals here, of course, get your tickets online. Please order them in advance online, because the tours are super popular for the weekends and they do sell out, and we would hate to have to turn you away. All right? So get your tickets online, and hopefully we will see you here at the sanctuary soon. Either that, or you will see us next week here again, Facebook, 1 p.m. Eastern, Thursday. And with it being 2 days before the Goat Games, I'm sure you can probably guess who we might be seeing next week. We'll see you then. Bye, everybody.